Yeah, I think the thing that's coming up is self-doubt. Then it was self-doubt about my ability, and so therefore putting myself forward, maybe I'm not good enough is coming up.
Yep. So
Mm.
when you say maybe I'm not good enough, where do you feel that in your body?
Maybe I'm not good enough.
Let's go back.
That's coming from my gut.
Even though I've got this feeling in my gut,
Even though I've got this feeling in my gut,
maybe I'm not good enough
maybe I'm not good enough
to put myself out there in business.
to put myself out there in business.
Who am I to say that I can help people and charge money for it?
Who am I to say I can help people and charge money for it?
What if I'm just not good enough?
What if I am just not good enough?
I accept myself and this doubt in my gut.
I accept myself and this doubt in my gut.
And I choose to process and release it anyhow.
And I choose to process and release it anyhow.
Even though I've got all this doubt in my gut.
Even though I've got all this doubt in my gut.
What if I'm not good enough to put myself out there?
What if I'm not good enough to put myself out there?
What if I'm not good enough to help people?
What if I'm not good enough to help people?
I accept myself and this feeling.
I accept myself and this feeling
in my gut.
In my gut.
And I choose to process and release it all the way back to its origin.
And I choose to process and release it all the way back to its origin.
This feeling that I'm not good enough.
This feeling that I'm not good enough.
Who am I to charge people to help them?
Who am I to charge people to help them?
And what if I don't help them?
And what if I don't help them?
What if I never get to the core underlying issue?
What if I never get to the core underlying issue?
What if I don't get to specific events?
What if I don't get to specific events?
What if they don't have any shift?
What if they don't have any shift?
What if I'm just not good enough?
What if I'm just not good enough?
How will I ask for money if I'm not good enough?
How will I ask for money if I'm not good enough?
This feeling in my gut and this doubt that I'm not good enough.
This feeling in my gut and this doubt that I'm not good enough.
I wonder when I first felt this.
I wonder when I first felt this.
This feeling I'm not good enough.
This feeling I'm not good enough.
I created that belief at some stage in my life.
I created that belief at some stage in my life.
That feeling that I'm just not good enough.
That feeling that I'm just not good enough.
I wonder where I first felt this feeling in my gut that I'm not good enough.
I wonder where I first felt this feeling in my gut that I'm not good enough.
I wonder how old I was.
I wonder how old I was.
I wonder who taught it to me.
I wonder who taught it to me.
Was there anything coming up?
Just a sense of being quite young. I have done Matrix as well, so yeah, a sense of being quite young.
Mm-hmm.
So for 3 or 4, but then I'm thinking younger as well.
Yep. And if you imagined who it was that taught you that, who would it be?
Mum.
Mm-hmm. And if you imagined the circumstances around how you learnt that from Mum, what would it be?
I think it's being smacked for doing something wrong.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So when you just imagine that you're very young and you're being smacked for doing something wrong by Mum.
Yeah.
Go back to the karate chop point. Where do you feel that in your body?
It's a sadness, and it's in my eyes.
Yep. What is it out of 10?
Sorry, what was that?
What is it out of 10?
About a 4.
Okay. Even though I've got this 4 out of 10 sadness in my eyes.
Even though I've got this 4 out of 10 sadness in my eyes.
When I imagine myself being very young.
When I imagine myself being very young.
And being smacked for doing something wrong.
And being smacked for doing something wrong.
I accept myself and the belief I created about myself.
I accept myself and the belief I created about myself.
And I thank my body for holding on to it to protect me.
And I thank my body for holding on to it to protect me.
But I no longer require this young age belief.
But I no longer require this young age belief.
And I choose to process and release it all the way back to its origin.
And I choose to process and release it all the way back to its origin.
This feeling that I was only 3.
This feeling that I was only 3.
And Mum smacked me.
And Mum smacked me.
I did something wrong. I'm not even sure what.
I did something wrong. I'm not even sure what.
And what if I have that same feeling when I'm in my business?
And what if I have that same feeling when I'm in my business?
That I do something wrong and I'm not even sure what.
That I do something wrong and I'm not even sure what.
That feeling that I'm just not good enough.
That feeling that I'm just not good enough.
That sadness in my eyes.
That sadness in my eyes.
Just like when I was 3 and I got smacked for something.
Just when I was 3 and I got smacked for something.
And I'm not even sure what I did wrong.
And I'm not even sure what I did wrong.
I wonder what I did wrong.
I wonder what I did wrong.
I don't even know what I did wrong.
I don't even know what I did wrong.
All that sadness behind my eyes.
All that sadness behind my eyes.
All that fear.
All that fear.
All that uncertainty.
All that uncertainty.
What if I do something wrong in business?
What if I do something wrong in business?
And I don't even know that I've done something wrong.
And I don't even know that I've done something wrong.
It's easier to not be in business.
It's easier to not be in business.
I won't get smacked that way.
I won't get smacked that way.
This belief I created when I was 3.
This belief I created when I was 3.
I was only 3.
I was only 3.
I don't even remember what I did wrong.
I don't even remember what I did wrong.
But I got smacked as a consequence.
But I got smacked as a consequence.
And I created a belief about myself.
And I created a belief about myself.
I wonder what that belief is that relates to me now.
The belief is that it's safer to be invisible.
It's safer to be invisible.
Yeah, it's safer to be invisible.
It's safer to even put wording on my website that turns people off.
It's safer to even put wording on my website that turns people off.
So that I don't have to deal with them.
So that I don't have to deal with them.
It's safer that way.
It is. It's safer that way.
It's safer to be invisible.
It's safer to be invisible.
I learnt that when I was 3.
I learnt that when I was 3.
But I'm not 3 anymore.
But I'm not 3 anymore.
And I don't have the consciousness of a 3-year-old.
And I don't have the consciousness of a 3-year-old.
Or the wisdom of a 3-year-old.
Or the wisdom of a 3-year-old.
So maybe I can let that belief go.
So maybe I can let that belief go.
It might be safer than I think to be in business.
It might be safer than I think to be in business.
And to be seen.
And to be seen.
I wonder what that would feel like.
I wonder what that would feel like.
Releasing the fear and the sadness.
Releasing the fear and the sadness.
Maybe it's safe to be in business.
Maybe it's safe to be in business.
Maybe it's safe to be seen.
Maybe it's safe to be seen.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
I wonder what it would be like to be safe in business.
I wonder what it would be like to be safe in business.
Maybe I'll even attract people to me.
Maybe I'll even attract people to me.
And it won't even really matter what the wording is on my website.
And it won't even matter what the wording is on my website.
Because my energy will attract them.
Because my energy will attract them.
My belief system will attract them.
My belief system will attract them.
I wonder what that would be like.
I wonder what that would be like.
How does that feel?
That feels good, thanks, Jenny. It's always interesting what comes up, isn't it?
Yeah.